Everyone. I just want to take a minute and quick review the instructions one more time. I know we've already had them, and I know we've gone over them in prior weeks and prior items, and you're in the final submission now. But I felt it worth reminding you that this essay has a very specific structure, which means you need to use the headings. Now you're going to set it up in MLA format, just like normal. MLA format, MLA document design. However, within your essay, you do need your title, by the way, so make sure your title reflects what you're writing about or something about the ad. So, word of warning, you may not use the assignment name as your title. I do not want to see rhetorical analysis essay. That is not your title. What you want to do is whatever ad you chose, you can certainly incorporate that into your title and maybe put a clever twist on it or something along those lines. For examples, Huggies, the diapers of champions. Okay, great. That's a fine title, no problem. So what I want to point out on this though, the steps, you're already there, you're already through the steps, but in step 3, when it says draft your essay, this is what I want you paying attention to. Is I have given you headings, and I want you using those headings within your essay. So you're going to have the heading introduction, and then you're going to have your introduction information. You're going to have the heading visual aesthetics, and then you're going to have information. And then I also give you a guideline of how long each section is going to be. So rhetorical situation, you can see it says at least 2 paragraphs. I also give you a heads up when you're going to be citing. So one of the things that I am looking for, and you get graded on, are you incorporating in-text citations, and then do you have a works cited page at the end? The in-text citation, I make note of where they should be within the paper. So in this case, right here, rhetorical situation, in this section, when you are talking about product, company, and those kinds of things, that's where you're going to cite. You have an in-text citation there because you needed to get that information. You did not know information or the history about that company or product before you started researching. The citation can just be a one line, you're just referring to where you got it. That's really what we're talking about here. And it can be something as simple as, according to the Procter & Gamble website, this product is offered in 14 different colors. Okay, whatever. So, or it might say something like, according to the Apple website, its history has been around since 1963, or whatever it is, okay? Whatever it is that you're going to be citing officially. And remember, you need to refer to it in the information that you did not know in your head. In other words, if you had to look that information up to find the information, you need to reference it and cite it in text citation. And then, of course, you will have a works cited page listing all the detail. So look at our MLA resources, because on the works cited page, that's where you get into the detail of, like, if I want to look up how you found that information, I'll be able to do that. And a good source, it does tell you here, is Magazine's Media Kit. If you can't find the Media Kit, quite often you can get the information from the company's website, okay? And then you'll have a section called Rhetorical Appeals, and this is where you're talking about ethos, logos, and pathos. You'll have a section on Advertising's 15 Basic Appeals. This is where we are talking about the Jim Fowles article, and this is your second place where you will do an in-text cite. So remember, you need to quote and provide citations in this part of the paper. You do not need to quote up in here. You just, oh, I'm sorry, I lied. You do need to quote. So whatever information you get, you are going to need to cite, research, and quote in that part. So if you take something exactly from a website, if you're using the exact words, which you should be, so for example, according to the Apple website, they started in 1963 with $1 and 2 dogs, and you would have that in quote because that came directly from that website, whatever you're quoting from there. And then in this one with Jim Fowles, you will also need to quote. So whatever appeal, now remember, he's the 15 basic appeals. If you connect with, now remember, all of his are pathos. So when you talk about the pathos or the emotion part of your paper, this is, okay, what appeal, what emotion is it? And then make sure you quote from vowels, whichever one you are identifying. And then, of course, you're going to have a conclusion, and that will be the final section of your essay. Here, I got several questions on there. We're not quite sure how long this needs to be. Here's the minimum of 4 pages, spilling onto the 5th. And then, of course, all the normal MLA document design items. One other just word of advice on this one. This is a very high structured, and there's a lot of moving pieces or a lot of parts to this essay. So I strongly encourage you that you get another writing consultation if you have not already done so. This essay quite often may need 2 or 3 consultations to get to the grade that you want for it. And of course, if you have questions or concerns, you can reach out to me as well. Thanks. Happy writing.